All right. All right. We're going live now. Welcome to Tommy Knows Best Sports Podcast. Today, I'm going to talk about the Bruins, the Celtics, the Patriots, and I'm going to give you a March Madness minute at the end. And now I'm going to start out the Bruins. The Bruins won last night, 5-2. What a game. Beat up on Montreal, and there was some fights, and there was a cheap shot on our captain, and Brad Marchand took care of business. And I heard in a report a little bit ago, AJ Greer is having a meeting with the NHL for what he did. So he's having a meeting now, a hearing. That's all I heard. And I want to know what you guys all thought about the Bruins and them winning the past couple games now. It's like 5 in a row for this team right here. They're playing good. But the word out in the street is there's a goalie buffoon. And who should start in the playoffs? Yes, Linus Olmark has been a little shaky. He letting up 5 goals per game. Swayman pitched a couple shutouts. I want to know what you guys all think about that. I think Olmark should get the job, should get the starting job in the playoffs, unless they want to do split time and like how they're doing in the season. Whatever's making them winning all these games, you got to keep the rotation the way it is. Maybe you do it in the playoffs. Maybe you play them every other game. I don't know. What do you guys got to think? Drop into some comments. I'll answer it. You think the Bruins should go with Olmark or Swayman or go with every other in the game? What do you guys all think? Drop into some comments. I'll answer this because that's a topic going around. That's the word out in the street. I heard it through sources. I've been hearing it on the Sports Hub. Been hearing it on Felger and Maz. And I've been hearing it on all the hockey shows. There's a goalie buffoon right now. And who should start in the playoffs? Or do they do every other? Do they do every other right now? Like they're doing right now. And this team is playing unbelievable. Pasternak is scoring, and their power play is getting back. It's getting back. You know how it was struggling for a while? Jake DeBrusk's been on a scoring machine. This whole team's been doing good. They got to keep it up in the playoffs. And I want to know what you guys all think. You think they should start resting certain players and bringing up some of the Providence Bruins guys like Fabian Ladzell and some of those other guys? You think they should start bringing up some Providence Bruins guys and giving Bergeron, Marchand, Pasternak, and all the stars the day off, like within the next couple of games, because they have a lot of back-to-backs on Saturday and Sundays. And I want to know if they should be resting these guys. And don't worry about the record, because there's people on my podcast that wanted them to go on a little losing streak. They did go on a little losing streak. Their power play went cold. All right? I got it. Their power play went cold. They lost some games that they shouldn't have lost. But, all right, every NHL team loses. But you shouldn't be negative with your teams. And I got told that and taught that. In the year the Patriots got Cam Newton and Tom Brady left. You guys see me wearing my TB12 stuff. I'm a diehard Tom Brady guy. I'm a big Tom Brady guy. He broke a lot of records. It's like that. You got to learn not to be negative with your teams. You got to be there for your teams if they're struggling, if they're having a bad year, because they're going to be back. Eventually, every team is going to be back. It's just like you're going through a rebuilding year. That's what the Patriots are going through right now, kind of. I don't know. But I'll be talking about them in a little bit. But I want to continue with the Bruins. Yes, there's some people on my podcast that want to be negative about them, saying, oh, I want to see them go on a little losing streak. Oh, their power play is cold. Yes, their power play went cold. They went on a losing streak. And they said, all right, pass the next, disappear, and turn the puck over. Yes, he does that. I got all that. Marchand, too. They were turning the puck over the past few games priors. But now they're back. They're on a 5-game winning streak. Can people just sit there and relax now and enjoy entertainment with this Bruins team? Yes, I got it. I'm a true Bruins fan. I know their history in the playoffs every year, and it ends like a horror movie. Hopefully this year it doesn't end like that, because this team is all in. They're all in. They want to win the cup, because this is the last year for Bergeron and Krejci. You never know what's going to happen to them with their future. You never know what's going to happen if they're going to retire or play. This is the last hurrah. It's like the last dance. This is the Bruins' last dance. This is their last chance to win the cup. And they went all in. They got Dimitrius Olaf at the trade deadline. They got Gunnar Hathaway. Yes, they put Taylor Hall on long-term IR. Nick Foligno. And Taylor Hall's been practicing, I've been hearing. He's been practicing. He's been wearing a non-contact jersey at practice. And he's ready to come back for the playoffs. And I don't know about Foligno's status. And Derek Forbert, yeah, he's out for the rest of the season. And we'll see if he comes back for the playoffs. That's it. But anyways, I'm going to jump to my next topic. And we're going to talk about the Celtics. They won a couple nights ago. They're back on a winning streak. They beat up on the Sacramento Kings. But there's some stuff been going around with Jaylen Brown. And I'm going to play an article on the podcast that he was on a couple days ago, The Ringer. I'm going to get this on my phone, and I'm going to play a little bit. I want to hear what he had to say on The Ringer, because I want to hear what he had to say a couple days ago on what day was it? Was it Wednesday? What day was it? I'm going to look at it right now. Hold on, guys, if I'm being here struggling. All right. I'm going to play The Ringer podcast. And I want to know what you guys all got to say about Jaylen Brown. Because he's talking about how he probably wants to lead the Celtics now. And he could play for another team. And it seems like it's like in everything, like it's like the same old thing. And I want to know what you guys all think about this team going into the playoffs with 9 games left. And they play tonight against the Indiana Pacers, a team that gives them struggle. And right now, the Celtics are the 3rd seed. They are the 3rd seed in the NBA and in the East. I want to know what you guys all think about that. What do you think they're going to do in the playoffs? I think they're going to play because Robert Williams is a key factor with this team. He's 85% of their defense. When he's out there playing and he's not hurt, this team's a different team with him out there. And they were a different team with him out there on Tuesday night. But now I want to play the Jaylen Brown article on the Ringer podcast because there's some good stuff about it.
It's no secret the NFL has a problem with race.
Be a rumor cycle when everybody has a trade machine in their computer and can throw in, or like, well, you know they're not going to trade Jason, but they'll trade Jaylen, right? Like, so Jaylen's name, even in time when probably he hasn't been the subject of trade
Listen
rumors,
to this.
becomes the subject of trade rumors, especially when KD becomes involved. And going back to the KD situation in 2000, I think it's 16. So whatever, what's the year you signed with the Warriors? 17. Sorry.
2016. No, you got it right. 2016.
Okay, yeah, December 2016. Probably. They had just lost their Cavs. So that summer, he actually visited, like he entertained the Celtics. They brought Tom Brady. They brought like the whole brass went to the Hamptons and talked to Kevin. There's always been this fascination about, well, what if Kevin were ever to play with the Celtics? Then Kevin said, I think during a shoot around with the Warriors, man, I like the way they do things here. Like they honor their OGs, they retire the numbers. They like always have like ceremonies and stuff. I like the way that Boston does things. That feels even more kind of like, oh, KD likes it here, because there's not a lot of players over the history of the NBA, Logan, who have said they like Boston, especially black players, right? Like that's a big deal. I mean, this has been a place where
loss. The owner Wick is reeling from a loss from like his little homie Joe Lacob. And it's like, no, I don't want this to happen again. Like it's really pride here. We need to go hurry up and win a title right now. And how much of that you think that blinded some people in the organization to say, oh, the way to win a championship right now is to get a guy like Kevin Durant, because even though these two dudes, the two Jays, have already led us to perennial postseason bursts and probably are the favorites next year to make it to the finals. How much of that was in play where some people in the organization, the pride was a little messed up because of the way that they lost in the finals? How much of that was in play?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you got the competition between the two owners. Lacob, if people don't know, was a minority owner of the Celtics before he went and bought the Warriors. So here's Lacob cleaning up. I mean, the Lacob era, I mean, you were there when the Chris Cohan years, when they booed him at the All-Star game. You might be a little young for that, but they booed him at the All-Star game too.
I was there. I was 6. I was there. I remember.
Okay, he was representing with your little Vince Carter jersey on. So, like,
you see the vibes.
Yeah. So the Cohen era, I mean, the Warriors were always a joke of an organization, but they were always kind of considered it was like, okay, his role aside, and they took pictures.
You're smart, but you're also 26, man. It's okay. You got the rest of your life to figure this out. And it's okay to make mistakes. And I feel like he is so scared of making mistakes publicly.
I think the thing that we've seen in the league, especially recently, is some of the dudes, like John Morant, like, okay, what makes some of these dudes happy? And you've been around the league long enough, Logan, to know.
All right, so that was the Ring Up podcast. Jaylen Brown was on there this past week, and he was talking how maybe he wants to lead the Celtics again, wants to bring that up again, bring back old dirt, why they're getting ready to go into the playoffs. And why is he bringing that up? Why does he want to leave? Why does he probably want to leave? Why does he want to run his own team? He's just like another Kyrie Irving and a Kevin Durant. Why these NBA players are so stubborn and stubborn a-holes? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I like Jaylen Brown, but come on, man. Come on. Not none of this stuff right now before playoffs. And are the Celtics built to go to the NBA Finals and winning the whole thing and going on a long run? They have all the talent. They have all the talent. If Rob Williams is healthy and he doesn't get hurt, like I said, he's 85% of their defense. When he goes, they go. The team just needs to play good basketball. Joe Mazzulla. I like the coach, but the timeouts. That's what you got to do in the playoffs. The timeouts. Call timeouts when you got to. Get the team to regroup. This team has all the talent, and they can win the whole thing, the Celtics. They can. Put their effort into it. Let's go. Next, I'm going to jump into the Patriots, and we're going to talk about Mac Jones a little bit, because it seems like all the time I've been hearing reports about him complaining, whining. He's such whiny. He's a whiny, stubborn little bitch himself. And I'm sorry if I said that. That's how Mac Jones is. A whiny, stubborn, a-hole bitch. But I want to know what you guys all think about him, though. How he's going to be this year with the team, with the new players he got with Juju Smith-Schuster or Mike Gesicki. I want to know how they're going to be with them this year. If Mac Jones is going to shut up, not whine, and not act like a stubborn little bitch like last year. Because Bill O'Brien and Belichick will not put up with that. They will not put up with that. If he's a problem, then there's a problem right there with him. Because last year, man, but yes, he had all the right to get mad. I didn't blame him. But this year, there's no reason to, because he got his old coach back that helped him out in Alabama, and he's here coaching him this year. So hopefully Mac Jones doesn't continue what he did last year with the other two idiot coaches, Joe Judge and Matt Patricia, those clowns, those squids. I got a lot of nicknames for those guys, Beavis and Butthead. The list keeps going on and on. The Patriots still need to get a number one. They need to get DeAndre Hopkins or Jerry Jeudy. I don't want Odell Beckham here because he's a cancer. He'll be a cancer in the locker room. He'll be a distraction. Every team he went to, he was a distraction. Please drop into some comments. I'll answer that. But anyways, I'm going to jump into my last topic, and it's about March Madness. And last night was really good games. And one of the good games went into overtime. Michigan State and Kansas State went into overtime. And wow, what a game. Kansas State won. They're moving on to the Elite Eight. And then UConn just blew out Arkansas, just blew them out. And my team, Gonzaga, they were down by a lot to UCLA. They came back and won. And they're moving on tomorrow. And they're playing UConn Huskies. That's going to be a good game. Last night, Drew Timmy took over. It was Timmy time. Drew Timmy. Drew Timmy time. Yeah, it was his time last night. And wow. And there's some good games on tonight. I want to see what Alabama does because that's my team in one of my brackets. And my bracket that I'm still alive. So hopefully Alabama does something good tonight and win. There's a lot of good games on tonight. Bet on the games. I'll be watching Tommy Knows Best Sports Podcast. But anyways, I'm going to end this podcast. And you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend. Be safe. I'll see you guys with another podcast this week. See yous. Bye-bye.